All right, and starting with SaysO. If anyone's seen the movie Terminal, that may be SaysO soon. If you get stuck in the airport, you may have to play every tournament from this VIP lounge in the upper right at SaysO. And in the bottom left, we, of course, from Brazil, our last remaining Brazilian trying to hold on to the hope of his region. It is MysT. All right, Ricky, what are your bets strategically? What are you thinking from these two?
I think if you're still nervous for MysT after seeing that he's basically playing on his phone tethered in an airport, I don't know what more confidence you need in this series, but MysT has got to get it together if you want to come through. And a big advantage to him. I mean, SaysO's not even home. He's playing from a laptop, probably on a touchpad. I mean, did he bring all his gear? I don't even know. But I definitely think that this is definitely MysT. I would give the advantage to MysT right now, just because
For sure.
you know every setting is going his way so far. But Demon Hunter opener for Mr. MysT and a DK Ghoul opener from SaysO. Definitely going to be an expansion. There's no possible way that he doesn't get a Blight Skull on this map, Carson.
Yeah, MysT already sending 2 Wisps across the map to prepare for that potential expansion. He's also going to go for the big consumable. This could be excellent, especially on a Keeper, but on a Demon Hunter, greater heal, big N-Bomb. Can't complain with these nice consumables. In the early game, the Acolyte's going to confirm the Demon Hunter first, and MysT going to repair that Ancient Orb with 2 Wisps. Not looking to lose it today. And we do have no Town Portal Cell, similar to what Duck did, but we do have the Sacrificial Skull.
Yep, gonna creep up probably just this first camp and then give or go. And right now, 2 Wisps near the expansion, so I think MysT should be able to scout that pretty easily. Demon Hunter gonna let the Archer finish off, and yeah, he's just gonna beeline it right over. I don't blame him. MysT knows that he can cut off this timing, especially because SaysO didn't go for it right away. On Northern Isles, you can go for the expansion right away. I've seen Crypt Lord players do that right away, but SaysO instead vying for a little bit of a smaller, slower approach.
It could be a tech. He's building quite a few ghouls at the moment, but it seems like it might just be a tech. And the skeleton's going to scout where the Archer's moving towards, and it's probably moving towards that Demon Hunter, so SaysO's going to have all the info in the world. SaysO now also going to have level 2 if all goes well at this Murloc camp. He will use the coil to secure that. Nice item so far from the Death Knight as well. One Mana Stealing not going to be too good for MysT, but maybe Elastic could be nice. Nope, there's the aura for the Death Knight. Wisp comes in for a detonate, but not going to find any skellies quite yet.
Yeah, and SaysO's kind of chilling, right? We've saw Duck take a tier 2 expansion, so I mean, you can take all the time you want, really. But he's going to bring a bunch of ghouls, and I think he commits to it now. He sells the TP, gets another rod, and he's fully committed at this point. This won't be like a trick play into attack. He's going for it. Wisp scouting as well. The Wisp control from MysT has been very, very good, and that's very hard, 2 hard words to put together, Carson.
Absolutely.
The Wisp from MysT.
Yeah, Wisp. MysT sending the Wisp. Yeah, the Arsonist had that oddly large feat as the Death Knight now starts to creep up the expansion. The Mana Burn comes in. The Death Knight going to be for quite a while here, as we say in the biz. But perhaps a Mana Burn could be used on the Ogre Magi to secure a last hit. Nice detonate, but all the blight has not been abolished quite yet. The Archer taking a little bit of damage. The second one comes in. The third one comes in. No losses yet for either player. One Ghoul getting quite low. One Archer also being chased by one of those Ghouls. And the expansion is cleaned up. And the expansion is being built, but a very delayed attack, a very delayed expansion as well for SaysO.
Yeah, it's delayed, but he definitely got the value, right? I mean, the DK soaked up most of that experience. This Ghoul could chase that last Archer. Nice block from MysT, but 2 very low Archers going to have to use a lot of Moon Juice. And MysT hasn't canceled. MysT hasn't canceled any of the Zigs or the expansion. So I do think that this is favorable for SaysO. And now MysT, what do? Do you go back and creep up? Do you continue to put on pressure? I'm not too sure. Looks like a counter expansion of his own. So that's going to be his main focus, is putting that up behind that. But so far, so good for the New Zealand Undead.
Yeah, you do have to continue the aggression if you are MysT, because you need to secure this expansion. You cannot let it get canceled by the Ghouls. So he's probably going to be aggressive, but not in the hopes of doing much damage. MysT might actually get a Ghoul kill, but just purely in the hopes of securing his own counter expansion. And of course, as I said, SaysO, his tech is going to be so late. He still hasn't teched. What are we, 5.5 minutes into this game, and no tech started yet. Panda second, a great choice from MysT in case of Gargs, and the Breath of Fires start to rain in.
You're absolutely right. The tier 2 tech comes in from the Elf, and it's a huge timing. SaysO needs to jump on these units right now and slow this approach down, or MysT is going to start to kind of run over. I mean, he can't attack the expansion, especially with that trademark SaysO double Nerubian coming up with the expansion. But basically, you know, there's not much that SaysO can really do other than attack right now.
Oh, nice save on that archer there. So close for MysT, but he manages to only lose actually one archer. Despite this aura, despite the coils being used, the ghoul's going to fall. MysT defending quite well, and he's also, remember, defending that expansion at the same time. Nice block on the ghoul. Breath of Fire will definitely secure this if it slips away, but no need. And I'd put MysT maybe at an advantage here. I think I would, definitely, actually.
Even his positioning on the map, like, I mean, defending at home, look at the Tree of Life. It's pretty much done. Double lores going down. This is exactly the timing MysT wants. He's going to be able to creep up this expansion, put it down relatively untouched, and SaysO has been macroing very well. He's got a couple more ghouls. He's going to go for a big camp here in the lab and go for that shredder, which is, first of all, good for creeping, but also going to help this wood problem because he's been pulling these ghouls to attack, because MysT has been doing a good job killing them. Forehead, but the graveyard going to go down at the main base, and we'll see what SaysO wants to transition to. Does he want to just go into double crypt for Gargs? Does he want to go into Fiend transition? This is a Panda second, so which kind of screams maybe just go Fiends. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, there's 2 crypts coming down, but this, of course, could just be 2 crypt fiends. Of course, you do need that, you know, extra production building regardless of what you're going. I would expect to see even maybe an extra crypt if it is. Okay, so there's the 3rd crypt. You definitely do not go, oh, there's a 4th crypt. Yeah, you're not going 4 crypt fiends, that's for sure. So this will be Gargs, and a lot of them for SaysO.
Interesting. MysT could have a good opportunity to creep level 3 if he wants. The expansion's still not crept up. That's going to be at least 2.5 on that Panda. So this could, SaysO is behind. I mean, he needs to pump these Gargs out and then, you know, similar to what we saw in the last series, get on top of these units before this Panda becomes a problem.
All right, the archers making sure that expansion is safe. MysT has done this very well. Ensured that the expansion is safe. We see 4 wisps nearby to secure it, and SaysO definitely not going to be able to do much. What he will be able to do is just delay the mining for as long as possible. And the wisps come in, the expansion creep starts, and MysT also needs level 3 Demon Hunter, so he needs to do quite a bit of creeping. It's going to take quite a while, and the Garg numbers might be pretty high by the time he gets those 3/3 heroes.
Breath of Fire is pretty good. There's more where that came from as well. SaysO has to move these ghouls back. Not much harassment going to be here, and this opens up an even more big pathway for MysT. Needs to get that Ogre Magi, though he does. Parry up the Vitality, not the greatest item. But there's a lot of units here for the Night Elf player, and behind this, again, securing this expansion. The units back, securing the tree. Lots of wisp pulled to defend this. MysT is doing this beautifully right now, and SaysO backs up all the way. This is a secured expansion, if I've ever seen one before.
Yeah, and the tier 3 on the way as well, and upgrades for both the Dryads and the future Bears for MysT, and he just needs a couple more creep camps. It'll be close from both Murlocs. He might be able to get level 3 Panda from both of them, but the Demon Hunter also level 3 going across the map. Yeah, just nicely played so far by MysT. I gotta say, he's in a good position, but the Gargs are only now starting on tier 2 for SaysO.
Yeah, one of the problems that maybe MysT runs into is the wisp positioning is kind of predictable, right? A bunch of wisps in the main base, a bunch of wisps for the expansion. If SaysO does go heads up with maybe 4 to 5 to 6 Gargs, he can put on some pressure on these wisps. Because the play right now is just looks like mass Dryads and AP actually defensively built in the main base. So MysT is already prepared for this. Rather than hide the wisp, he just wants to defend them.
Is Panda going to get 3? Not quite. And you mentioned the wisp positioning. One thing that MysT could go for, though, would be a Shredder, because the lab's already cleared out by SaysO himself. So the Shredder would be off cooldown. MysT could get one himself, and that would fix most of his lumber issues in the future. But for now, it's not an issue yet, and he's going to have an AP at both bases. Probably on time. There might actually be a timing for SaysO to cancel this AP at the expansion of MysT. We'll see. He might be able to cancel all of these protected buildings, in fact.
Oh, interesting timing. The Panda's preoccupied with a big chunk of the army at the shop, and this opens up a huge window for SaysO to go in. Do you just give this yeah, you do. You just give up the creep camp and TP in, and MysT is going to respect this. A bunch of AP is going to fall down, and is SaysO going to commit to this double mana pot, at least on both heroes? And everything's pretty low from that creep camp, Carson.
Yeah, not the ideal aggressive time to creep there. MysT, not with the perfect scouting, was not aware of the push coming and loses not too much there, but the expansion is very exposed. Oh, no cancel there, as it seems, and another Dryad falls. MysT has to back off and wait. He's got to delay as long as possible. Oh, no, he's going to lose everything here, Ricky. Both archers going to fall.
Oh, the Dryad
Even the
right
Dryad.
before. Oh, everything. He just lost everything.
That's a disaster. That's an absolute disaster for MysT. He needed to keep his army alive. He had enough. Look how low all the Gargs are. He had enough there. He just needed a town portal to the main base and not the expansion, then walk over after healing up. But he, it was a little bit too urgent there. Still, the breaths are good. Perhaps a bunch of Gargs going to fall. One more breath would seal the deal. At least one going to fall. But the Demon Hunter's low and the Moon Juice is even lower.
And MysT just frantically trying to build units at this point. Even Archer's being pumped out. He just wants Archer and Dryad, and the shop not being available for that orb is a problem, as well as no staff on any of these Night Elf heroes. And on tier 3, you would love to have that edge at least, but he's not going to be able to have that for the Garg, so he's still kind of fighting a downward battle. SaysO bringing in a lot of... Look at how many Gargs he saved in the back in the middle of the map. Look at those low HP Gargs. Good micro from New Zealand, even on the Wi-Fi ping. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Saving everything. 60 supply against 48 currently. Trying to refortify that expansion is MysT, and just the gold disadvantage. About 2,000 from the expansions themselves. SaysO has that advantage, and he's also got the advantage of map control, which is going to enable him to creep the marketplace for that Wand of the Wind. Also has a mana pot on that Death Knight, reaching closer and closer to level 5. The nuke is always an issue for MysT because he's going to be low, of course, on bears, because he needs the anti-air.
Yeah, SaysO's definitely stolen map control, which is huge. He actually buys the potion of replenishment potion from the shop. How much is that?
Yeah.
Is that expensive?
It's probably 150 gold.
Oh, worth.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he gets it. He's been doing really good at keeping the DK away from the mana burns. He's sucked up a few in these fights, but keeping the DK with coil, especially when he's jumping on top of these Dryads, has been pretty good so far. Finally, MysT gets that orb and staff on at least the Demon Hunter, so he can shoot up with one of these heroes. But yeah, I think MysT has been able to at least hold this expansion down. Still no Shredder, though, like you said, so he's going to rely on... He does have a lot of Wisp still, but the wood is a bit of a problem for trying to break supply, I think.
Yeah, he's going to need quite a lot more of both lumber and gold to break upkeep. And SaysO has now reached tier 3, going to get Destroyer form and 62 supply. A holdable push for MysT, but it's going to be difficult. He doesn't have any potions of invulnerability, not a ton of mana on that Panda, and the shop is going to go down the AP on time. But it's not going to be the easiest of holds for MysT.
All SaysO needs to do is just touch that Lich on any unit with the Gargs. Everything should just fall one by one. Oh, the Demon taking a lot of damage.
Oh, there's no inventory space for the staff to be passed. Oh, no.
Huge blunder for MysT, and Stone Form from SaysO. He's really going after it right now. One bear going to get taken down by at least the heroes, but these Gargs are giving chase to these Dryads, and what are you supposed to do if you're MysT? There's way too many units. Might be able to target at least one of them. No coil lined up for the DK. Wand of the Wind doesn't even need it, actually, and there's still a heal scroll behind, so even if a lot of units get taken down, actually, some of the Gargs did fall, but this is just a great fight from SaysO. 60 supply against 37. MysT is starting to crumble a little bit.
Yeah, MysT is falling apart. His expansion isn't, and he has 2 APs actually at the expansion to hold. So if he can hold on, of course, the Panda is going to scale excellent against the Gargs into the late game, but SaysO is not going to allow that Panda to scale. He's just going to steal away every creep camp and get level 4 Lich here. Even going into a Boneyard now, as well as an Abomination for the Disease Cloud. And MysT stuck on just 2 heroes. He's got 2 archers. 2 archers and 2 heroes.
Yeah, SaysO's getting to that point where the hero levels now don't even care about the hero levels for the Night Elf. I mean, 3-3, not very scary against 5-4. The Lich is solo creeping at this point. Picks up Hood of Cunning from the red camp, which is decent. Added armor on that Lich. Just going to be a machine with the plus 15 attack. But yeah, MysT needs to creep up, but he's really just been in survival mode the entire time. These bears come out now, which is fine if you're going for the statues, going for the heroes. But the problem has been these Garg surface area has been unbelievable this series.
Yeah, there's not been a ton of anti-air. When there has been, it's been caught out of position time and time again, and it may be actually repeating itself for the 3rd time. A couple of archers out of position, the rejuve on the Demon Hunter, but there's no town portal currently. But the Nova can't quite catch up. It lands on that bear, perhaps a forced staff, but one archer going to fall. Coil Nova on the Demon Hunter, and remember, the staff is not on the Panda, it's on the Demon Hunter.
Oh, the Garg's getting on top of these bears. All this damage is so gravy. Moon Juice is pretty good for now, but you don't want to waste too much. SaysO going across. He's just going to take the other red, I think. Take the whole rest up top of the map. Why not? You've got full map control. Everything's been looking really great. The upgrades starting to not come in, but instead of transition into Frost Worms as the first one gets queued up with the A-bomb. So just like he's totally prepared for this late game.
Yeah, and MysT is just going to try to get some of the remaining creeps on the map, but I doubt SaysO is going to let him get this top left. The Panda does reach level 4, the Demon Hunter almost is. This would be a great amount of experience for MysT if he's able to secure it, but just look at the positioning of SaysO currently. MysT is going in for it. He rebought the town portal, and maybe he can snag the item and get out, but nope, the Creep Jack is here perfectly on time.
Yeah, even without the DK, I think SaysO's would be okay with a Nova focus on some of these units. A lot of bears in this composition, just a few archers, and even level 2 Nova hits these archers like a brick if they do clump up. But yeah. SaysO's going to just push the tempo and take this red camp item. He's at least going to get the item, but the DK's full on inventory space. Okay, the Lich quickly picks up the item. God.
Look at that Lich, bro. Holy. Gets
plus
the claws
12.
plus 12. That's crazy. And SaysO, of course, expanding at the bottom right as well. When you're ahead, get further ahead, and it's going to be hard for SaysO, honestly, to get any more ahead than he currently is, but still MysT. His army's getting stronger. He does need more anti-air, of course, but he's getting more Dryads. 77 supply against 75. But still, it just doesn't seem like a strong enough force to deal with these Gargs currently.
It is crazy how the supplies are even, but the armies just look so much different right now. There's so many bears, and right now they're on the front line, which is good, but the Gargs are getting good surface area. The range in the back with the Panda. Love to see another Breath of Fire. The heal scrolls are in for SaysO, though. He's got at least one more in his DK. The Breath of Fire is very good. Are we going to see that heal scroll? But so far, maybe a good fight for MysT.
Yeah, he's kind of doing it. The Panda Breaths are great. The Frostburn comes in, but it wasn't focusing the right target. It goes down. Wand of the Wind immediately dispelled. You got to be careful with these heroes, though, and MysT just going to town portal away. One more breath would be nice. And MysT. Oh, the Panda last second. I was about to say it. MysT takes an excellent fight, but that again secures the win, the victory of that fight for SaysO, getting that Panda kill last second. Very unfortunate last second Coil Nova, and the expansion at the bottom right is now secured.
That was the big factor in these fights, too, was that Panda. So SaysO probably feeling confident enough to at least go for the expansion of MysT. Keep in mind, in the bottom right, this second expansion for SaysO's been up, and it's about to be fully saturated. So SaysO, well aware of how far ahead he is. That was a really good fight, I thought, for MysT. If you would have kept that Panda alive on that TP...
He'd be in a great position, yeah.
Perfect, yeah, absolutely great one. It's so weird, the dynamic the Panda has out of this army. It's such a big part of this Night Elf army right now.
But definitely a good shot from MysT still. He needs to keep these heroes alive, though. That's really been the big issue. He hasn't been able to get aggressive on the map enough to be able to get those invuln pots. And now he can buy some potions of healing, which he does do on the Demon Hunter. 74 supply against 80 yet again. Is there another Frost Room? No, just a transition into Fiend A-Bomb. Is there a lot of bears still? Is MysT going fully Dryads? No, he is getting some bears. And SaysO transitioning out of the Gargs. Of course, the higher level the Panda gets, the better it is to go just Fiend A-Bomb. Maybe even a Temple of the Damned could be decent, but that's a lot of production buildings.
Demon Hunter diving in, taking a lot of damage early. Is there a Destroyer in the air? There is to eat that regen if he wants to, but he might have to suck in that potion of healing if he wants to keep that demon alive. And he does right away. Nice forced item use there from SaysO. He's keeping the pressure on. Still no Panda, Carson. This might be a good engage for the New Zealand.
Yeah, and the Pandas, it's going to be another 10-15 seconds before it's in this fight. One Abomination getting quite low, but Dryad out of position. The Gargs are still doing pretty good damage up in the air. There's no Frost Room here, but the Fiends are kind of putting in work as well. Second Abomination goes down. Heal Potion going to have to be used. Is there another nuke? No, there actually isn't. There's no Town Portal and no more mana for SaysO, so once the Panda comes back in, which he is running over, could get a little bit risky. Of course, there's still a shop in position. And the Panda could buy a mana pop, but the Coil, one more health. Oh my god, that Moonwell actually saved the Demon Hunter. Level 6 on the Lich, he's chasing one more hit. The Demon Hunter will fall. Oh my god, that was close. The potion was on cooldown. GG well played is called 1-0 for SaysO.
Damn, what a match. That was fun to see, man. SaysO on the way to build all the possible units that Undead possibly can do. MysT a lot better than we've seen him before, I think, against Cruncher. Looked a little shaky in the beginning again, but then he finally found his rhythm. Would love to see this match with the Keeper instead with the Demon Hunter to see more pressure against the Undead expansion. And it was kind of weird to see that a guy that plays for the clan jungle team has lumber issues for half of the game. But alright, that looked promising for MysT. Hopefully he can improve even further. We go into a little bit of a break and then we have match points for SaysO. with the last series of the American region. We got MysT and SaysO facing each other, and both are playing on pretty high ping, but therefore they play pretty damn good, I gotta say, especially SaysO with that last millisecond nuke on the Panda. What a game-saving moment that was, man. Really cool.
A lot of moments coming down to that split second. The Panda save of that TP might have been. The HP pot on cooldown to save that demon might have been. It's really coming down to the wire, and these players are both playing really good. I gotta say, I totally agree with what you said before, Neo. A much different MysT than what we saw against Cruncher. A much more composed one. Even in the late game, when he does seem behind, he's still fighting. We're not seeing the nerves take over and swallow him whole, but SaysO coming in with that airport. I mean, there's even new people waiting there for their flight in 28B there. Nice little cute couple there, but yeah, MysT is looking like a Bond villain too. I gotta say, like, these guys are dressed to impress, yeah, I'm excited to see if MysT comes back, but this is a very even series.
Yeah, it's really, really cool to see new flavors here in the scene in the Americas, and both represent their regions really, really well in this lower bracket semi-final. They go toe-to-toe. Oh man, they're actually only 16 MMR points apart. Didn't see that before. Damn close competition we got to our hands here, and we move over to match points. SaysO, he can make it into the lower bracket final for a rematch against Kiwikaki with maybe even wilder strats, but maybe also playing from home. We're about to find out as we move on to Autumn Leaves.
Okay, Neo said earlier that he would like to see a keeper, and I got to agree with him, Ricky. I got to agree that I would like to see the keeper to better challenge that fast expansion attempt from SaysO. But well, I guess we'll wait and see. Will it be a Demon Hunter yet again? I mean, it didn't seem too bad towards the end. Of course, it's very strong in the fights, but you can only be so strong when you're up against 4 Crypt Gargs for the entire game.
Yeah, it gets a little dicey, right? But SaysO probably going to stick to what he knows, that bread and butter. We know that he likes to just do strats that win and stick to it and abuse them, if you will. But it worked out with him for the first time. So what is MysT going to do to counter? It looks like just the same old song and dance as well. Demon Hunter first from Mr. MysT. I got to say, it's so funny that he's playing in an airport right now. If you guys look at the camera, like, there's literally just people just waiting for their flights. It's so funny. But you know, that's the nature of the business sometimes, man. You got to play. Got to play the game.
Think you'd be able to do it? I'd be a little bit insecure, people watching over my shoulder as I'm trying to, like, you know, I'm sweating playing a competitive game at the airport, you know? Would you be able to do it, you think? Would you be able to cast in that VIP lounge, Ricky?
I don't think I'd be able to hide my rage. I'd just be like, no! Like, in the middle of 21B, people are just calling security, kicking me out.
Food trays, yeah.
Yeah, I would miss my flight is what would happen. Get on the blacklist there, if you will. But yeah, Demon Hunter coming out, and Acolyte could steal maybe a Frostwolf. This Acolyte's being offensive. Maybe could steal a little bit of XP. Demon Hunter comes out, gonna target the Acolyte right away.
Yeah, that's all he wanted to know, though, right? He just wanted to see what the starting hero was. He's okay. Demon Hunter probably going to be able to secure that expansion, although it was a very, very late expansion from SaysO last game. But better safe than to, you know, get pressured and get a bunch of cancels from MysT. So, you know, I think I like the safety that SaysO is playing with.
Yeah, I think it's just he's just sticking to it pretty clean. He's not forcing anything, Carson. Even the creep right now, 3 ghouls, some skeletons, no wisp, actually, because he pushed it back with the skeleton. He's actually chasing it all the way back, which is very interesting. But MysT has a lot more lock loaded and ready to go. He's got 2 more in the middle right above that expansion. So definitely stick around for some skelly deados, if you will. But could be a secured level 2. Does MysT know to come right over here? Yes, the wisp does see it.
And MysT, okay, nice detonate. Well on time, 1 ghoul perhaps going to be pressured. A 3rd Moonwell before tech, but just for that extra Moonwell regeneration, I can imagine. No pressure on the tech when you're potentially playing against a fast expansion. You more so just need more archers, more wisps to be in position. And the town portal will be sold. This does indicate, oh my god, he's got 7 charges of rod, Rick. That's a lot of rod.
That is a lot of skeletons. Yeah, he's not messed around. Double Blight Skull as well. He saw how many Whisper in the middle of the map, so he's not going to try one time. If at first you don't succeed, try again. He's really committing to this. He's actually building 7 Acolytes. He's just building the Acolytes straight up. He wants that fast tech because even on last game, you did point out that the tech was a bit behind, and he still was able to catch up, but doesn't want. He's making the halftime adjustments.
All right, he's going to get the level 2. His inventory is a bit empty to get that Mantle of Intelligence, and he definitely will want to. So maybe even waiting for that next charge of Rod while he goes for maybe a Surround could be good to go back and get that Mantle eventually. Acolytes are relatively strong in this army because Surrounds are the name of the game when up against the Demon Hunter without staff or boots. One Archer. Nice little block. MysT's been really good at saving these Archers in the early game. He did the same last game. Uh-oh, Ring Around the Rosie's going to have to happen, but the Aura is eventually going to catch up to that Archer. Oh, maybe not.
Ghoul being microed back. This is tough. SaysO microing a bunch of them. Nice dead. Yeah, beautiful deado there on a couple Skelly. He's going to give level 2 to the Demon. He's going to keep this pressure going. DK taking a lot of damage, and this is still a dicey situation for SaysO. He hasn't been able to put the Ziggurat down or the expansion down. The Mana Burn steal from MysT as well. Beautifully done. He also gets the item.
Yeah.
Well done, MysT.
The 2 Archers being microed away. One's going to fall. The Death Knight is so low, though. Remember, the Town Portal was passed, and Ritual Dagger might have to be invested, but for now, the Aura is going to ensure that Death Knight can run away. Second Archer being threatened, the expansion being built. Of course, no Nerubian because the Sacrificial Skull was detonated earlier. There's another one to secure that, though, for SaysO, and the tech almost finished. This could be a game where MysT could maybe get a Naga and try to end this expansion earlier rather than later.
Is he going to commit to full-on attack, though? We do see the Tree of Life built halfway over here, so maybe he's going to slow things down. He knows.
I think he could do both, almost.
Interesting. The Demon Hunter is full of HP right now. He's going to be running in, Mana Burn, a couple right clicks, maybe force a TP, which there is none on that DK. Oh, SaysO's got to be careful. We get back to the sweaty game. He's got to stay on Blight, use the Aura, and heal up. And again, SaysO go for that double Ziggurat, Carson. He loves double Nerubian. He's so dirty, dude. I love how dirty he plays.
And no Graveyard yet, but he could also build that at the Expo once he has enough Blight to secure it. Demon Hunter goes in, has the Staff of Teleportation, so can play a little bit risky. There's the Naga. A couple of Wisps being pulled from MysT as well. Expansion's going to be up soon. Unfortunately, it's going to be difficult to both creep that and pressure. But MysT has a little bit of a window before these Nerubians are up to do some serious damage.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's going to take advantage of this window, too. Naga, continue right-click. Even the DK, a little bit exposed. He's getting blocked by his own Skellies, and now the Frost comes in.
I think it's dead.
That's really close. It's dead.
Go down. Nicely done by MysT. The Archers are even saved. Again, saving his Archers is MysT. The expansion's up and can start to walk over. MysT could even just send his Archers back to creep the Expo while he continues to pressure here and get some ghoul kills.
Yeah, I do want to see MysT stick around. This is a huge window, and as the Undead, you just feel completely naked without this DK and very behind. Demon Hunter just going to keep farming these ghouls. He actually goes for one of the Acolytes out of position, which is great. Almost getting close to level 3 is MysT, and behind this Tree of Life is totally fine. Double Lures behind this. This is a great position again for the Brazilian. A little bit of life put into him. Yeah,
would love to see MysT, like I said, creep that just with the Archers right now. No problem to do that. He's got plenty of Archers to do so. The Tree of Life's should be walking over. I think there's a little bit of a mistake for MysT to not already have that Tree of Life at the Expo, but level 3 on the Demon Hunter and some serious pressure coming SaysO's way.
A lot of Acolytes at the main base, though. At least 3 that I count could heal up and maybe go across, but right now, MysT definitely just wants to do as much damage as he can, and then he's going to back off. We already see the Naga sticking outside of the base-ish, just in range to get the ghouls, but definitely staying out of range. Demon Hunter with a staff, and he's staffing to the Naga.
Yeah, it's a little bit risky, but he wants to continue the pressure. Tree of Life still isn't moving, Ricky. This is definitely a big play that MysT did not see, that MysT missed, to be frank.
Yeah, MysT did. MysT did miss it. That was well done. But the tree does start moving now, and double Nerubian at the expansion, 5 Acolytes. He's definitely going to be good. DK comes back in, and now he's going to start creeping something big, and maybe that's the orange camp for SaysO for level 3, but this is going to open up perfect time, all the time in the world for this expansion that you said is a little late, but late better than never. If I do say so myself.
Oh my god, we're good at this. Unbelievable. The tech comes in from SaysO, as does it for MysT, but tier 3 and tier 2 respectively for both players. Tree of Life is going to start creeping. Naga soon to be level 2. Double the Nerubian, but that doesn't mean that MysT could not go in and try to snag some of those Acolytes with that Staff of Teleportation that's soon to be off cooldown. SaysO going to get his level 3. Loses a ghoul to creeps, but he's going to get a nice consumable here from this big orange camp.
Calling it now, the Naga's going to have 690 mana in this game. Double mantle on the Naga. It's already looking like that way. But again, it's already looking like Shades of Northern Isles from game 1. 4 Crypt.
Why not? there's a Naga. There was a Panda last time, and you know, why not go for the Gargs again against the worst rather second hero? Why not do it?
Yeah, I think especially if this expansion stays alive, which it does with the double Nerubian, right? There's no way to break it, obviously, but just, you know, SaysO's like, I still got my window to do it. You know, I'm still gonna send it, if you will. Bunch of ghouls being built to at least. Well, he's already got tons of wood, so maybe this is just offensive, but he's going across the map now. He's going to scout this Tree of Life, which still finally moves over. Carson finally gets planted. But, yeah, better late than never.
Yeah, a little late. Could have maybe mined even 1,000 gold by now, but still missed in a commanding position in this game. If he can continue the pressure before the Gargs come out, you definitely don't want to allow SaysO to get too comfortable with his macro here, and the Dryads are going to ensure that for now. The Nerubians, quite difficult to break, but at least it's not a Spirit Tower that would pressure these Dryads a ton. But for now, MysT could just bully SaysO off some camps and try to take these two middle camps. Would be a great play from him, as his Ancient War is already in position to do so.
Maybe an offensive coil on one of these archers. Could pick off some units out on the exit, but he doesn't decide to do that. Instead, Demon Hunter going to walk back, picks up the staff. Tier 3 is very close. I would even suggest sticking around at that shop. Maybe passing an item over to that Naga, but he wants to secure this camp before the Undead can jack him. And SaysO's here anyway. Coil comes. Wait, was that a level 1?
Yeah, level
That's
2
level
aura.
1 coil, level 2 aura.
All right, interesting choice, but the coil's not too effective with mass Gargs, right? Like, very rarely can you actually land a clutch coil to save a Garg when the numbers get super high. They're mostly for your hero, and you know, the Death Knight will eventually get level 4 to get that level 2 coil. Inbalm was purchased on the Demon Hunter earlier. He's able to pick up the Rune Bracers, actually. I was looking around for what item it was, and yeah, it was Rune Bracers. An excellent item for MysT.
Yeah, it is good, especially if these late games don't favor MysT. The nuking not going to be as effective, but right now, SaysO finding a window before the Master Bear form to do at least some damage to these Druids. I'm not sure if he's going to actually be able to pick off any of them, as Master Training does finish just right now. But right now, the Lich coming across, that's the second hero of choice for Mr. SaysO. And wants to at least get some Novas, but what do you really nuke down? I think SaysO's got to back off. This isn't a good fight for him.
He's going to get away with only losing a couple of ghouls. Luckily for him, he didn't lose any Gargs, at least, there. And the Tier 3 tech is underway for SaysO. All right, the Dryad's trying to chase down a couple more ghouls. The Naga almost level 3, which is quite the power spike for that hero. The level 2 Fork Lightning. Moonwell's being produced at home for MysT. Wants to break upkeep sooner rather than later, because he knows, of course, SaysO has done that already. Another ghoul going to go down. And perhaps the continuation of this middle creeping for MysT could be a good play.
Maybe he sees time to go on the offensive. Level 3 Naga, and I mean, you can have 80 supply, but if you don't have that orb, you just feel like the DPS isn't there. And MysT sitting on Tier 3, pumping out the units. Maybe he feels like there's a window to do some attack. He's also trying to, it seems, wedge himself in the way of the reinforcements with the Lich, taking a lot of damage. No coil. And no items on this Lich. It could go down. Oh, last minute. Was that like a last minute coil from downtown?
Yeah, Wanda
Mana.
Mana
He used the Wanda Mana
coil.
stealing.
Yeah, nicely done. But I think MysT might be overestimating these Nerubians. He could go in and maybe try to kill that statue, maybe continue to pressure the Lich. He has a staff, so he can save at least a bear or his Naga. Yeah, I think this Lich is dead.
Oh, Fork Lightning maybe on everything. He tries to get in range, but he misses it. He's diving into the Lich, but right now the Naga, good thing he's got Rune Bracers, but he needs to get out of their nice staff, and the Lich does go down. This is a great timing for MysT, but now the Gargs start to get on top of everything, and with the double Nerub SaysO, I think he should still commit to this. This is about the only chance they're going to get to push MysT back.
Invuln used. The Bears are trying to break one of those Nerubians with the Acolytes notice and start to revolt. And now level 4 on the Demon Hunter. The Naga's on her way back. One Bear perhaps going to fall to staff, not yet off cooldown. Another 6 seconds until MysT can save another one of those Bears. A couple Gargs getting quite low, and the Lich will come back with Orb once he's out of the altar, but it's going to be quite a while. Nice Fork Lightning, and there's a lot more where that came from. We're almost at that 600 and something mana pool that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, 60 versus 45, but a lot of these Gargs might go down, especially with the Fork Lightning. There's a lot more, maybe a second one. I'd love to see it. Still, the right clicks are pretty good. The DK also getting very low, and SaysO's got to back off.
Man, if he used the Mana Burn and the Fork Lightning when the Death Knight was still in range, he would have killed that DK there, MysT.
Another missed opportunity there, but Lich does come out with the Orb. DK getting very low. No TP as well. This DK's diving in for the Naga, but this could be an even
6
trade.
seconds. Need a pass. No, he needs to pass the TP. That was such a blunder. All he needs to do is TP out there, and he's done so much damage. MysT, it seems like he's low on supply, but he has 1,000 gold bank right now. SaysO has been broken upkeep the whole time. He needed to save that Naga, and MysT would have been in a great position, but yet again losing that second hero, and now SaysO probably relatively comfortable, although he doesn't have a lot of bank currently.
He's still pushing the push here is MysT. I'm surprised he doesn't back off, regroup, and try again. Everything's just so separated for MysT. Okay, he gets the Naga back up, but I would love to see him just really sit on this expansion. And now that SaysO's tier 3, he's gonna have a lot easier time in these fights. And I think MysT knows that. I think right now the goal is just resituate yourself and try again. And that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go creep. At least both players gonna go for their counter expansion, their second expansion that is.
Yeah, maybe a third hero wouldn't be a bad choice for MysT to start getting those triple orbs online. I mean, I don't think that's too... I mean, Panda third actually here wouldn't be a bad choice, but maybe even like a Dark Ranger third, something that can't be nuked that can just grab an orb and put some extra damage on these air units would be nice for MysT, but for now, just a whole lot of bears. He's now going into Dryads, but that's a big amount of bears, especially once the Frost Worm comes out from the Boneyard that's now been produced by SaysO.
Yeah, still a lot of ghouls here for SaysO too. If he wants to pull, this could be a giant push if he wants to make it happen. He's still committing to the Gargs as well. Destroyer form almost there, which is gonna help.
Oh, he got it. He got a Pendant of Energy, by the way. Look at the mana. We're almost there, Rick.
There we go. I predicted it. There we go. Call me the prophet. I said 690. We're so close.
690 is gonna be a tough number to exactly reach, if I'm honest with you.
Couple tomes of intelligence. I'm optimistic.
All right. Well.
You're not going to use that tome of intelligence on the Demon Hunter, that's for sure. Cloak of Flames. Pass over the Demon. Try it out. You need a lot more slots for those pendants there, Naga.
Yeah, that's an excellent item for the Demon Hunter against those ghouls that you mentioned before. Not so good against the rest of the army.
670. What'd I say, 690? One more tome.
All right. Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, wait, 670. Okay, if he gets a Tome of Intelligence and then... No, there's no way. He can't reach it.
Close enough, okay?
All right, he can't get it.
So
there we go.
700, so close. Oh, but I did nail it. I said this Naga's gonna have a ton of mana, and I'm absolutely right. 700 mana on this Naga. You love to see it. You love to see the kid nail a prediction. Where's my Todd sub when I need one?
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, 700 mana. There's gonna be a whole lot of Fork Lightnings. And the Gargs are going to creep the red camp for SaysO. SaysO with a Book of the Dead as well, which could be nice against the low Dryad numbers. The red camp will go towards him. Medallion of Courage, can't complain with that. The Lich was strong last game, and it's starting to get up there this game if that Medallion gets passed over. But for now, MysT could still win this fight here, Rick.
This is very scary. I mean, it's level 5 Demon with an invuln TP. Everything's looking pretty safe. Like I said, the Naga 700 mana. Which is a lot. No mana pot, and actually only 300 out of 700. So would love to see the Moon Juice drop the items and just really go with like maybe 5-6 because the Fork Lightning is definitely going to help in this fight. Majority Gargs.
Yeah, Fork Lightning is so good, especially when you have that many. You lay down 4 or 5 Fork Lightnings. It may not be a Breath of Fire, but it definitely does a ton of damage. Both players attempting to get their third bases underway, but only MysT successful in doing so with an Ancient Protector even. We saw double AP helping him out quite a bit on Northern Isles, and he's going to go for that again. Is the second AP going to get up? If it does, there's absolutely no way SaysO's going to break this Expo.
Ooh, nice early mana burn, and with that coil, that's going to be it for the DK. No mana pot either. I don't even know if this is an advantageous fight for SaysO anymore. Maybe he just wants to creep the camp and back off, wait for the statues to do some work.
Level 5 DK.
Level 5, yeah. Level 3 Aura, based on how this game is going. He does pull the goals. This is going to be a big push.
If a shop was here for MysT, this would be excellent. I think that's one thing that he's missing here at this Expo, and all he needs to do... I mean, the map isn't actually crept out. There's quite a few camps left, surprisingly, on the map. Mostly on the right side of that map. But MysT could just chill. He could chill, leave a Wisp at SaysO's bottom right expansion, which would scout the Haunted Goldmine going up actually right now. There is a Wisp going there as well, but he could just chill, knowing he's got the economic edge. 90 supply.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that MysT committed to the 90 supply, but he's just going to be pumping out some hips too. They're not going to really want to fight in the Gargs just yet right away, but if some of these Gargs go down, we might see those hips come in to at least deal with the Frost Worm and whatever's left. But the ground game is so good for the Night Elf. Tons of bears. Look at the Roar, the Demon Hunter with Roar as well, plus 21. There's a lot of DPS here. Now the Naga starting to get up to that 700 mana peak before the fight. Love to see it. Right now, SaysO's aware of the Ancient of Winds, and yeah, he's keeping those hips in the back. Is he going to commit them? The nuke comes in. Demon Hunter All he has to do is really sit in the back, but here comes the big fight. Heal scrolls for the undead. He's got 2, but they're on the DK.
Oh, yeah, MysT has to split these Dryads out, Town Portal out. This is not the fight he wanted. He still gets some kills at the end of the day, 86 against 79, but SaysO forcing TP away. The Hippogriff numbers, they're going to have to be quite high to make an impact, but at least they'll soak up some of those Garg attacks. And, you know, if the Gargs do all fall, then the Frostworm, the Destroyer, will no longer be valuable whatsoever. AP, or Ancient of War, double Ancient of War coming up at the bottom right, but Ghouls at Accolades revolting against that. Big fight yet again. The positioning better for MysT this time around.
Oh, way better for MysT, and MysT is going to take this level up for the Lich, but there's so many bears on the ground, and the Gargs are trying to get rid of the Dryads. They're actually doing a great job. SaysO splitting this. Frostworm dealing with the bears, Gargs dealing with the Dryads. It's so close, and the Naga.
Yeah. Oh, the Lich falls. No, the orb is gone. The supply was so even before that level 4 Lich went down, and now it's plummeting a little bit for SaysO. 59 against 67 as the Abomination falls to make it 55.
Oh, Lich Tavern res, but I don't know if that's the right move. Dryad could slow, and the DK out of position with no coil. This is still really close. Oh, risky play from SaysO, but he's trying to get this army back up. 61 supply. This is a nail biter for sure. MysT doesn't want to dive in too much. The Frostworm's still very good against the bears. He wants to keep the hit count very high as well. There's still a lot of Gargs here. This could be a great position for SaysO, but the mana is still a problem, Carson. No mana on this undead army.
Worth noting that during that fight, MysT built those 2 Ancient Wars at the bottom right, but neither of them were canceled. They were both killed by the ghouls, so that's quite a big investment, actually, for MysT that didn't have any gain whatsoever. The lumber is still fine for SaysO, seeing as though his gold is actually the problem right now. Naga is very close to level 5, though. 6 experience, and then a lot more powerful, a lot more impactful Fork Lightnings. And the heal scrolls and the invulns are consistently being purchased. Not that they would be stolen away from SaysO, because he can get those at his own shop, but the invulns are definitely important, as we saw with that Lich going down the last fight.
Yeah, and MysT sitting under 80 this time, obviously taking a page out of Coinbase's book. He wants those stonks to be strong and those gains high. He wants to keep it at 77 supply, not going to break right away, which is good. I mean, he took the fight. He had a good position, so now he's going to push the expansion, and SaysO has to commit to this because 2-base versus 2-base has to be the game plan if the undead wants to stay in this game, especially after a brutal fight where he lost a lot, but right now a jump on some of these hips, and this is going to be a really good fight, but the Fork Lightning's very good, and still, where's that Nova?
Oh, this Demon Hunter's about to hit 6, Ricky. A couple more kills. The Hippogriff numbers are actually higher. This Demon Hunter's getting 6 right here, and although the air game is still pretty decent for SaysO, the Gargs are now dead. There's the level 6. Death Knight about to fall, but not in range for a Fork Lightning. No ultimate used yet because MysT just doesn't need it. Are we going to have our first game 3, Ricky? It's looking like it.
Our first Brazilian map 1 as well. Great start. This is what we needed MysT to do. Lich getting slowed down by the Dryads. There's no coil yet. There's no items on that Lich either. It's very, very... Oh, it's an invul pot. He used the invul pot right away, but these hips are just ripping through the air units that are supposed to be helping SaysO win this fight. A couple more Gargs come out, and I think maybe in the undead base, these hips will start to die, but the Lich is going to pay the price for it as well. It's so close.
Again, the heroes, but this time the tables have turned. There's Metamorphosis. Superman is here. Potion use, coil use. Both heroes saved now for SaysO. MysT is diving in. This could be an overcommitment, but he wants these heroes. Ooh, and at the meantime, bears are still killing the acolytes at the bottom right, and MysT uses the ultimate, but he's actually not able to break SaysO. How does SaysO not lose his heroes there?
This is crazy. I mean, level 3 aura, pretty good.
Oh my god, he's getting kills.
DK also, yeah, now he's got at least 1 for a coil, but in the meantime, these 2 bears have just been ransacking this expansion. I mean, there's 2 acolytes still mining, which is pretty funny, but now the Nog is pretty low. Metamorphosis about to end, and this could be a good fight for SaysO. I can't believe that he's still in this.
Yeah, all the Hippogriffs kind of dove in. Oh no, the Lich, not again. It might go down. 1 more hit. Actually, the last range hit from the Metamorphosis kills that Lich, and now the Death Knight's gonna fall as well, and MysT ties it up. We're going to game 3.
This was history, ladies and gentlemen. The first Brazilian victory at DreamHack, and MysT does it. How cool to see that he was not broken after Northern Isles, fighting back there. Way better early game, transitioning way better, scouting way better. And what a slobber knock between these two at the end. Massive props to both for pulling out such moves on crazy high ping. It's amazing WarCraft, man. So cool to see this.
That was super back and forth. A great game on Autumn Leaves for sure. And yeah, I mean, if you're a Brazilian right now, get fired up because your boy's not only in the tournament, but he's doing quite well. 1-1, about to eliminate SaysO, move on to that match against Kiwi. How sweet would that be for MysT right now? And he's been nothing but nerves. And a win like this, Carson, does it slow you down and make you even more nervous, or do you shake it off? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah,
Carson gets a couple of minutes to think about it. We go into one little break. Sorry to cut you off. And then we're back with a decision. first full distance series here in the Americas. Finally it happened, and finally Brazil got that victory here. We all were tuning into the Brazilian broadcast by Forks, and that guy in the community went just absolutely crazy. So cool to see the passion from that community. Absolutely deserved. They raised the numbers for the ESL Open Cups over there in Americas, and now big point for them, match points for both of them. And Carson, you still have an answer to give to Ricky.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, I mean, MysT should be pretty confident because he was pretty well in the driver's seat in game 1, almost. He could have won that fight if he saves the Panda. Maybe he's in a decent spot to continue to win those fights. The Panda's almost 5, so it's not as though like he barely scraped by in game 2 and game 1 was just a stomp. They were both very close games that could have gone either way, and so far it's gone both ways. So I don't think MysT has anything to be worried about at this point. I think these two are very evenly matched thus far today.
Yeah, super cool to see. We have to restart, I guess. There was a little bit of an issue with the lobby, but we set this up and then we have it in 2 seconds, probably starting. Last map of the day, 1 a.m. here in the European region. But man, this is way too hype to get tired.
This is actually a really, it's probably one of the most hyped series we've had. We've just had 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 the whole time. This is actually, not only is it our first 1-1, but the games are really good. It's not every day, Neo, that I say that I enjoyed watching Gargs, but that was a very, very exciting game. Super back and forth.
Oh, absolutely. And the next map, the last map here in our contest for the lower bracket final is Last Refuge. And SaysO could just go for the same strategy again. We've seen it from Duck that it's working with a fast expansion. And why not? We've seen it from Vortex that 4 crypts absolutely work on this map. And MysT has to destroy that attempt.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be a Demon Hunter for the 3rd time in a row. It definitely worked very well in the late game there on Autumn Leaves, but a Keeper is going to be much easier to disrupt this expansion. Although Pato was unable to do it with the Keeper earlier against Duck, it is definitely the better choice if MysT game plan is to slow down this expansion from SaysO.
Alrighty then, we started this match. We're waiting to arrive on how fitting that Last Refuge is the last one. Okay, boys and girls. SaysO for New Zealand and MysT for Brazil. The winner of this map stays alive and doubles the prize money. Off we go. Or not. And we rehost this
Maybe
again. Well, you know, happens.
I mean, I definitely want the best conditions for these guys, especially for a game 3, so I'm okay with this personally.
Thank the Lord that Ricky is okay with this, so we actually get another attempt at this.
Let them know. Why don't you let the players know? Why don't we get them in here, Rick?
Yeah, I'll let them know that I approve.
Okay. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
I thought that was a nice thing to say. I mean, it's cool, you know.
You're a gracious God.
Watch your back, Rick. That's what I'm saying. Watch your back.
Yeah, I just want to see best conditions for these guys. If they're okay with a little bit more ping but no spikes, then let's get her going, boys. Oh, I'm getting pumped up. Last Refuge.
Going to get pumped, yeah.
This is a Beastmaster map too. This could be like a crazy game 3.
Beastmaster mirror? We gonna get it?
Oh, this would be it. This would be it, right?
Unbelievable that you're even thinking about this. But hey, it's SaysO, and MysT has been playing this as well against Human, though, where it's meta. Okay, we tried this again. 3 times the charm. MysT versus SaysO, Last Refuge, decide a match. And hopefully this time everything is all right. Let's go.
Seems to be all good now. Amazing, Rick, how Neo is able to hype us into our 3rd regame. Incredible. I would be like, all right, let's see what happens, guys.
I was waiting to see if we were going to re again. I'm not sure what the alternative would be, but this is definitely going to be the game. It's going to be game number 3 off of a very back and forth series, guys. This is a very close game. MysT, you know, I said he hasn't really shown, I mean, he got here in the top 8, but he hasn't really shown any oomph as he's been in here. You know, Swift 2-0 to Cruncher, anyone can be there, but this is the actual first series where we see a little bit of life in the Brazilian, and we definitely see it in the community. The community's going nuts right now. 1-1 score. MysT about to eliminate SaysO possibly. SaysO's, you know, a consistent player in these tournaments, so a very good showing for Brazil already, and he can actually eliminate him right now.
And interesting, you know, if MysT goes forward against KiwiCocky, not the best matchup for KiwiCocky. Farseer Header is into Elf. There's a reason why Blade Master is still meta against Night Elf, so we could definitely see. We've seen players like Hunter in the past be able to defeat Kiwikaki, so could definitely see a good shot for MysT or SaysO in that next match. But if MysT makes it through, he's definitely going to have a lot of confidence going forward, I'm sure. I'm sure the nerves will, you know, ease off a little bit if he's able to make it through. But first things first, we got to get out of last Refuge.
Yeah, we got to get through SaysO's style on this map as well. A lot of good wisp spread already, 3 of them across the map, and that's going to be, are you opening ghouls? Are you opening Ted? How many Deados do I need? How much scouting do I need? And that's been a key to MysT, at least knowing what's going on throughout this entire series. He's definitely been aware. I want to see again, does he just blind Naga again? Or does he actually go into a nice supportive hero like maybe a Panda if there is Gargs? Because SaysO's been doing Gargs both games.
Yeah, and you know, the Naga is really good, even though you're against Gargs, if you're able to get some damage done. And we saw MysT consistently able to get ghoul kills, able to even kill that Lich once, able to pressure that expansion. So if you're able to do that, regardless of being up against Gargs, you can make it work into the late game because you're able to get a supply and hero advantage. But if you don't do anything with the Naga once it comes out of the tavern, it's just rough as, you know, rough as expected to be against Gargs.
Circlet drop for both players, not a bad item at all. And again, Dust double Blight Skull. Here we go. He's gonna do it. Acolyte comes back, the scouting one, so he doesn't have to rebuild one. Doesn't have a lot of units here. The Demon Hunter actually, mana burn could be super annoying. Does MysT go for a cheeky play, like try to pull the Merc camp or anything? Or does he just stick around and just chill out? A bunch of archers coming in, and that we'll see the tier 2 tech as well for the Elf. But MysT is definitely aware of what's going on if he's left-click this DK, Carson.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to see no Town Portal, the double Sacrificial Skull, and SaysO being patient yet again, but nighttime strikes, and that's the easiest time to creep this expansion. Might be wise for MysT to even wake up the creeps, make them cast some Bloodlust to prepare for the ghouls to approach, but for now the Demon Hunter just continuing to mana burn that Death Knight, keeping him out of mana the entire time, and Tree of Life coming up as well for MysT. Consistently, he's able to get this expansion up, this counter expansion, and today seems no different.
Deado right away on that Wisp that gets ensnared, and yeah, I guess the game plan for MysT is get a bunch of damage done and then go and defend my own expansion and see how much, how slowed down I can slow down the undead here. Level 2 on the Demon, and we saw a mana burn on the last Ogre Magi. Maybe MysT could get that going again. There's no coil for SaysO, so the advantage right now is MysT, but he's got to get in range of this Ogre. That could have definitely been an Ogre steal there, but instead it goes to SaysO. MysT slipping a bit.
Bringing the Wisps in for the Detonate, though. 1 Archer fell, 2 Ghouls have fallen so far. The Acolyte seems to be the target. Note that low Ghoul may be, but another Archer might go down. 1 more hit, but I think that one will be saved towards the Moonwells, especially with another Archer coming in that could block. But at the end of the day, it's all, as we like to say, gravy for MysT because he's counter-expanding right now.
Yeah, gravy or sauce, Carson, because expansion's really early. So, I mean, MysT could definitely turn around, maybe try to right-click it. If he does want to, he's getting a staff as well, which could give him a little bit more confidence in diving in. But so far, spread out ghouls, not on the aura. Okay, now the aura kicks in. And SaysO is pushing the tempo. He's got Dust as well, so he really wants to at least get a few Archer kills, but the boots on the Demon's going to at least secure another Ghoul. And Moon Juice, nice.
All right, the Archer's coming in, the Skelly's coming in, the staff back from the Demon Hunter. 5 Archers is more than enough to deal with this, with the Demon Hunter being present. Tree of Life, though, about 95% done, and SaysO's expansion also almost up as well. They'll be mining around the same time, but again, an issue for MysT last game was that he wasn't creeping that expansion right away, so I'd like to see him change that up. He could again pressure with the Demon Hunter, send the Archers to just go creep that Expo, and maybe even get a... Actually, his tech is quite far behind compared to what it was at the last game, so he's not going to have a second hero for a long time. Both players, in fact, won't. Yeah,
I was just going to say the tech is way late now because he committed so much to the Expo.
Did he forget it? I almost feel like he forgot about it.
Probably, yeah. It just seems really late, right? Like, I know you went Expo first, but you know, you're Night Elf, so should have been able to do both at the same time.
He should be tier 3 by now.
Yeah, exactly. Where are the Chimeras? Demon Hunter dives in, not going to be able to get the expansion, but maybe an Accolade on the way out. There's still 4 Archers, but now the slow on one of the Archers. That could be a dead Chur, especially with the dust
and
of appearance
as well. So ripping pepperonis to that Archer, lived a good life. But SaysO gonna look for more. He's hungry, as are the ghouls. I'm sure one archer goes back to give him a meal. And might be
this
2
archer
kills.
actually just walks into his death. Yeah, he definitely could have went back up, but 2 archers going down. I mean, MysT, you're supposed to be creeping your expansion, my man. You're not supposed to be in the middle of the map losing some archers.
Yeah, exactly. His Demon Hunter sure could be. The staff is off cooldown, but the archers definitely should just be creeping that expansion. They would give the Demon Hunter level 3. He could continue to stop this Death Knight from pressuring. But instead, he's just going to lose some archers. His economy is going to be super delayed, and there's not a real good way to deal with this amount of ghouls because there's no second hero yet for MysT.
Yeah, not going to be for a long time either. SaysO's jumping right on this. Nice Deado, but doesn't even get all the skeletons, and SaysO's still applying pressure. Nice token Moonwell here, going to be able to save that archer, but now MysT is just running away, and again, we see this Tree of Life just getting so delayed. Meanwhile, SaysO's expanding.
Yeah, it's up. It's mining. Double Nerubian as well. They're really close together, and the crypts are starting to come in. We have 2 so far, but would expect to see 3 and 4 coming up soon. Yep, no change up of the strategy for SaysO. He's just going to go straight into it. Gets another archer. That's level 3. 1 ghoul perhaps going to die. Will definitely die to the boots of speed, but again, I say, how do you deal with all these ghouls?
Oh, DK with boots and level 2 aura looking like a wind-walked Blade Master right now.
Yeah.
Super speedy. Speedy Gonzalez, if you will. The Coil comes in from downtown. Later, nerd, he says to that archer. He's just crushing him right now.
Yeah. The Naga comes in, and that's kind of necessary because, or else with a Panda, you're not really going to be able to hold this amount of pressure. The expansion still not mining. And you imagine, yeah, you might be taking some losses if you're MysT, but as long as your Expo's mining, you're probably all right. But in this case, it's like, you know, he's essentially spent 300 gold on nothing with that expansion. He hasn't even crept it out yet.
I hate to say it, but, you know, last Refuge being a duck map, we might have to just say these are looking like MysT Tree of Lives right now. Just when you don't get any value out of them. It's 2 games in a row, and it just seems like it's being a common disaster in the series. SaysO is getting so much value. Skeleton's about to pick up another archer before the Muchos. Okay, finally some damage on this DK. Could he force at least a TP? But there's no TP again, so it's just boots. And SaysO's being so greedy again, but he's getting the value.
Yeah. Another ghoul will fall, but of course the Gargs are going to come in. And now the tier 2 is finished, and SaysO not messing up the macro, as so often he does not. And the Gargs are going to come in, and we're going to have not a ton of anti-air because so many archers have died from MysT. Now he's creeping out that expansion, but it could have been, what, 1,500 gold by now? Maybe from that expansion mined already?
Yeah, it all started from MysT going across the map and being super aggressive when the Tree of Life was built in the first place. But SaysO's going to buy that health pot and go across the map. And it looks like he's just actually diving into the main. Maybe he sees a window to cancel a lore, which is in his best interest. Probably way more important than canceling the expansion, because the key is, what are you going to do for anti-air on these Gargs? I'm pumping these out 3 at a time, big boy. What are you going to do about it? And this lore is definitely going down.
Will be canceled, and Wisp being reproduced. But the lumber is not the problem right now. The fact there's no buildings to really produce units is the problem. Demon Hunter going to be trying to carry this army as he did in the last. The first Dryad comes out, and there is a potion of healing and boots of speed, but maybe the hero focus could be the way back in for MysT. But the Gargs come in, the Dryad's going to be pressured, the Naga's low, the Moonwells are low, and it's just looking very rough for MysT.
I like the 2 groups from SaysO as well. Gargs and a couple ghouls, and as well as 4 or 5 ghouls in the other attack group. Just, you know, keeping the pressure on MysT, and these lores are having such a hard time going up. You're absolutely right. Another cancel. Just seems like MysT is wasting a lot of precious wood here. Tree of Life is going to go up, but the ghouls, actually 3 token ghouls going for the entangled gold mine, which is kind of annoying. Kind of a cutesy play as well. Demon finally starting to push this stuff up, but there's absolutely no answer to these Gargs, Carson.
The gold mine, like you say, will be canceled. The Lich can pass over some of those potions. Frost armor, that's nice as well. SaysO knows that the only opportunity for MysT is currently really to focus down those heroes as the ghouls focus down that gold mine. No mining still happening for MysT, and SaysO's mined almost 3,000 from his expansion. Gold difference is going to be massive. The 1 lore is still all the production for MysT as he loses 1 more Dryad, and the Naga is still low, albeit on level 2. But only more Gargs are coming in. 4 crypts still pumping away.
I gotta say, Carson, if you're being this aggressive as an undead, level 2 aura is amazing.
You're not gonna have mana either way, right? So why not?
Absolutely amazing. Could lock in a surround here if he wants, but instead just right-clicking the Demon Hunter Frost Armor, the skill of choice for this Lich.
I don't
And
think
yeah,
we've
just-
even seen a surround attempt this whole series from SaysO, which is kind of funny. Normally this is the matchup of surrounds, but he says, whatever, you know, I got quite high ping, both players do, in fact. Why go for it? Why not just, you know, play solid strategically, and Micro doesn't need to carry me in that case.
Oh, Brazil, MysT is going to need your support here. This is a very diresome situation. I mean, the expansion can't even get up right now. There's no anti-air. The Naga,
Oh,
a
the
big part of this
Naga.
army, is about to go down. Okay, instead he just de-targets. He didn't have to do that. He's maybe a gift for MysT. He's saying, you want to come back into this game here? I'll let you try. Oh, the quote from down there.
Yeah, level 4, level 2 coil. GG is called a very nice try to MysT, a very nice try to Brazil, but today it will be New Zealand 2-1 for SaysO.